joggers, what up? Saturday night here in Singapore. Now, for those that don't remember me, about a year ago, about 18 months ago, one of my friends in Sydney, Wengi, who is a massive YouTube star, did a video about Asian guys and their thoughts on dating and stuff like that. I'll put a link down in the comment section below once I figured out how to do that, so you can have a look about that. Anyway, so she asked me a whole bunch of questions on camera, and 18 months has passed since then, so I thought, why not do a quick video again to see if my thoughts have changed or perspectives have changed, anything like that. 18 months on, still single, but still very happy living my single life. So I thought I'd get my friend to ask me these questions, which I have not prepared for, and I can't remember what was asked, but these are going to be completely real, and it's just going to be off the top of my head, because realness is what YouTubers and fans deserve. So without any further ado, what's question number one?
What is your ideal type of girl?
My ideal type of girl. My ideal type of girl. Ideal. Well, to be honest, I haven't met my ideal type of girl yet. I think if I met my ideal type of girl, I'd be in a relationship, or I'd be, on the way to marriage. So I don't think I've met the ideal type. There are qualities that I think I like, but sometimes these qualities are things that you think you like, but you actually don't. Like, for example, if we're talking about qualities, you want someone, obviously you're attracted to. That's the number one thing. That's the most important thing. As in the initial stages, there has to be attraction. That's the difference between friends and more than friends. So that's the sort of the bait. And then you need to get along as well. Do you make each other laugh? Are you compatible in the things that you like to do together? Do you understand each other's lifestyles? Like, do you go to like bed at the same time? Do your lifestyles sort of match, and do you enjoy your time together? That's kind of what I think would be ideal for me, but I don't know, I could be wrong.
Which part is the sexiest?
What do you mean? Is that a body part? Or do you mean what part of the ideal? Okay, let's assume of the ideal girl, what part is the sexiest? That she can be the queen to my king. That's probably the sexiest part, and that comes again down to compatibility and that match and understanding. That's the realest thing that I can think of.
What is your ideal first date?
Ideal first date. Ideal first date. It all just revolves around getting to know the person and having just a conversation. You'd be surprised at how much more you learn about each other in a 45-minute coffee when you're engaging in conversation and sharing background, sharing stories, finding common interests, than you are spending half an hour waiting in the line for the movies, followed by a 2-hour movie, followed by maybe maybe you send her home in a taxi that might be 5 hours, and you hardly know anything. It's better if you're actually just sitting, share a cup of coffee or tea or a water or whatever, and exchange conversations, ask questions. That's the best thing. People always have issues with, I don't know what to say, but you don't have to have things to say. You just ask questions, and you'll find that when they respond, things will come to your head, and more questions will come to you, and you can keep the conversation going. And she might say something about she likes fishing, or she likes dogs, and then you think, well, I went fishing last weekend, let me tell you a story. That's how it really works, rather than thinking of what's the best line for me to say. So that's my ideal first date. Very simple.
How long does it take usually for you to get ready for a date?
I'm a very efficient sort of guy. So I'm going to say half an hour from the time that I step into the shower and leave the door. You know what? I'm going to even minimize that. I'm going to say I could do it in like 15 minutes. I think I could say. Too long. What are you really doing? Who are you trying to impress? Your hair's not going to look any better. 20 minutes of that. You are who you are. If you're generally presentable and hygienic, it shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes, half an hour to really get ready. Your clothes should be clean. That rambling at the end part, but you should be prepared in advance anyway. If you're a general healthy, clean, sort of hygienic person, it shouldn't take you that long to get ready, in my opinion. But that's just me. So 20 minutes, half an hour.
How about your partner?
Well, let's be generous and give her double the time, because obviously I don't wear makeup, and it's not like I shave every day or really worry about shaving for a date, unless it's too unkept or too untidy. So I'll give it double the time. But then again, I'm a very efficient, impatient sort of person. So I would say let's give her 40 minutes, maybe an hour if she really wants to dress up and put her makeup on and all of that other whatever they need to do. But as long as I'm not waiting on her, if the date's at like 6:30, we're meeting at 6:30. I don't want to be waiting due to your, lateness. We should factor all of this in. And so if we're staying together and we have a date at 4 p.m. and we say, hey, we're going to go see a movie at 4 p.m. leave the home at 4 p.m. I'm going to get ready at 3:30 p.m. And I expect you to get ready if it takes you an hour at 3 at least. So then boom, 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 away we go.
What do you first notice about a girl?
I think this answer's changed. I can't remember what I said last time, but I think it's eyes. And I don't just mean are the eyes attractive eyes, but I mean when a person looks you in the eyes and can hold it and can smile and can hold a conversation, that shows confidence. So if a girl's able to do that, I think I'm like, that's the first impression. And confidence, if you're confident, it rays off you. And if you're not confident and you're shy, and you look away and you avert your eyes, we all do it sometimes when you're intimidated. But I think I know that's the first thing I notice when you first meet a girl. Does she look down, or is she comfortable in engaging in sort of regular, but not creepy, but just sort of regular eye contact? That's the first thing. Forget about everything else.
What makes a girl love at first sight material?
I don't think I believe in that. Love at first sight is you hoping that girl who meets all your physical requirements and levels of attractiveness also has the qualities within her that match you, and that something, and there are common interests, common qualities, chemistry, all that sort of thing. So therefore, I don't think there's love at first sight. I think it's just physical attraction at first sight. And I think it's a mistake if you attach certain qualities to a person without actually knowing them.
Would you date a girl outside of your race?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm a bit of an oddball. Born and raised in Sydney. Dad is from Hong Kong. Born in Hong Kong. Moved to Australia about 40 years ago. Mum is Australian. So I mean, ethnicity is interesting because the world is full of different coloured people who in all different shapes and sizes. So it's interesting to know, someone's background in terms of ethnicity. But that does not even come into consideration for me. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter where they're from. What matters? What do they look like? Are you attracted to them? And then, do they fit all that other stuff? And I think you really need to have both. You can't have one or the other. Coming from a single guy.
What's something you wish girls would stop doing?
What do I wish girls would stop doing? This is just for me. I'm not the best texter. I like my or person to speak to on the phone. I'm on the scale of extroverted to introverted. I'm definitely more on the introverted side. Like, I'm not a wallflower, but I'm not. But at the same time, I don't get energized by going to like a party or a networking event. What was the question again?
What makes you start pursuing a girl? Sorry, what's something you wish girls would stop doing?
Oh, so why was I talking about that? Oh yeah, so I'm not the most of, I'm not the type of guy that's gonna text you every hour and want to talk to you every day. I really, for my own personal like sanity and peacefulness, I need my own space. So I think sometimes girls assume that means I'm being snobbish or I'm not interested, which isn't necessarily the case, but they'll make that assumption. And maybe that's my bad for not communicating that to them. So, but when they make assumptions that aren't necessarily true, but that might just be reflective of me and my inability to communicate the way that I like to operate.
What makes you start pursuing a girl?
What makes me start pursuing a girl? When was the last time I pursued a girl? Does she laugh at my jokes? Do I laugh at her jokes? Does she look good? Is there something there? I think that's just the first thing. Is there something there? Because you don't lose much, time, money. You don't lose much, for a coffee. So if you can find that there's something there, potentially, even just a small thing, a little bit of banter, back and forth, obviously some sort of mutual attraction, that's the first thing. But I'm not the type of guy that's ever gonna really go up to a girl on the street and be like, "Hey girl." That's not really my style. And maybe that's why partly I'm single for not doing that and not going out drinking and clubbing and stuff. So what's gonna make me? I don't know. I'm still waiting for it.
If you were a girl for a day, what would you do?
If I was a girl for a day, I would buy a GoPro. I'll put it on my head, and I would just walk down the street, up and down, and then I would go back and upload the GoPro video online and just see how guys react and if they check me out. I'd have a GoPro on the front and on the back and just see if it's any different to being a guy. I would just go through my normal routine. I would go to the gym, I would work, go get lunch, go do some shopping, walk around with the GoPro back and forth, but in disguise so no one can see. And then I'd watch it and see if it's any different to what I've experienced in my 28 years as a dude. That would be cool.
What's the girliest thing you've done?
The girliest thing I have done. Girliest thing. Can you think of anything? I'm pretty manly, man. No, I remember recently I have been flying a lot recently around the world, blah, blah, blah. And I like to keep my nails sort of short. And then I remember on these flights and whatever, I was starting to get dry, what do you call them? Dry fingertips or cuticles or something. And so then we went into a store and tried to find some hand cream. Is that feminine? I don't know.
Cute or cool?
Cute or cool? Is that just the question, just cute or cool?
Yeah.
But at least if the girl can relate to some of my interests like soccer or or MMA or basketball and can understand the emotions that I go through and when my teams win and lose, that would be cool. And that's, I guess, part of empathy and those aligned qualities and values. So therefore, I think I'm more aligned to tomboy than girly. That's because I can relate to tomboy more.
What's a mega turn off?
Mega turn off. When the girl doesn't ask questions, like the first time you meet. So I'm going to be asking questions about her. I expect her to ask questions about me. Like she can't just be talking the whole time and just having a one-way conversation. I want to know that the girl is going to at least try to find out more about me, and do that by asking questions. So if she just sits there and yambles, then that's not really getting to know each other. That's me getting to know her. It should be really closer to 50-50. So that's kind of that irks me the wrong way.
What's something girls do that's really cute?
Something that girls do that's really cute. When they do like dorky stuff or they make lame jokes, and they're proud of it, that's cool. When they're not afraid to laugh at themselves, that's really awesome, because I do that all the time.
How would you feel about a girl making the first move?
Love it. It shows balls. It shows confidence. I could count on one finger the number of times a girl's actually, I guess, made the move on me. But I'm also pretty dumb at picking up signals, or I have been anyway. But I think more girls should do it these days. And I think online stuff like Tinder and whatever is making it a bit easier as well. So yeah.
Outgoing or quiet?
Again, it depends. Like sometimes I'm outgoing, sometimes I'm quiet. So I think if a girl was either of those, it wouldn't be the perfect fit. It'd have to be someone that's maybe compatible with what I am. I don't know. Sometimes I get along really well with really extroverted people because they're not afraid to share their opinion, and then we can find more common interests, then we can keep talking, get to know each other. But then on the other time, quiet people are also good because I live a pretty quiet lifestyle. Get up, gym, breakfast, work, keep eating throughout the day, resting early, chilling out by myself. So, I don't know.
Personality or appearance?
It has to be both. I've done things before where you just go for the looks, and then I guess you hope that the personality matches you, but I find myself having sometimes been bored with that, and that's been a mistake on my end. There are other times where I haven't worried too much about attractiveness, and I've just found this person a really interesting person, and then things have developed from there. But it's a mix of both. I think if you really find that ideal strong match for you, then yeah, then both are going to be ticked, and it's not going to be one or the other.
How about being smart?
Yeah, that's a relative thing as well. It's not about IQs or how you did in school or college or anything like that. Sometimes smart is like a street smart thing, and sometimes I've got along better with people that have, no degrees, but maybe they've traveled a lot and have a lot of experiences. So smart's a relative thing.
Smart but not so attractive.
Smart but not so attractive. Well, attraction is important, 100%. If you're not attracted to your partner, you're not going to be incentivized to be intimate with them, and that is so important in a relationship. So you can just be good friends, but you might develop relationships for her.
Do you think about a girl you like all day?
Say it again. Do I think about a girl I like all day? Haven't done it since primary school, so no.
Would you have a long distance relationship?
Again, touching on that intimacy point is really important in a relationship. And if you're living in different countries, it's going to be super hard. I think if you've known each other for a while, then you might have a hard decision to make in terms of, okay, one of us is going to have to follow the other person over, and that's really important. If it's a short stint overseas, no big deal. No big deal either. Skype. I've lived in Singapore about a year now, and I talk to my parents every week on Skype. So we're actually closer than I was with them when I lived with them, just because of that ability to use technology and interact. But again, that's a parent, sibling sort of relationship. It doesn't require that intimacy, that factor. So I've never experienced a long distance relationship, so I don't know. I would just say that it might work sometimes for a short time, but it's not going to be good if you do it for too long. I think one of you should move with that other person, make it work.
Do you have stereotypes associated with hair colors?
Hair colors? You mean like blondes, brunettes? No, not really.
Dyed or natural hair?
I don't mind either.
Long or short?
Don't mind either.
Skinny or curvy?
I prefer curvy, but that's just me. I'm 85 kilos, 190 centimeters. So,
why do guys say curvy and then go on a date with a skinny girl?
Because it's not like, for me anyway, it's not like I like purely brunette girls, therefore I'm gonna not even look at any blonde girls or whatever. So it's again, look, attractiveness is not something that you can predetermine. Attractiveness is something that just is internal to you. You look at something and you're attracted to it or not. You can't consciously decide that you like a blonde or a brunette. It's just going to happen. So that's why I guess that could be an answer to one of those questions.
Makeup.
Makeup, yeah. What about it?
Yes, no.
I don't mind.
Does acne turn you off?
Well, that's a tricky question. I mean, I had acne when I was in high school, and it's not good for your self-esteem. Fortunately, for me, and I think for a lot of people, it goes away in like your 20s. I know some people have more strong acne, if that's a word, and they've got to do things to try and resolve it. It's not a deal breaker, that's for sure.
Opinions of cosmetic surgery.
I don't mind. I'm kind of liberal. If it makes you feel better, it makes you more confident, I'm okay with that. As long as you don't feel the need to continually change and morph into a different person. I think we've all got some good bits and bad bits physically and mentally, spiritually, about all of us. But if you feel the need to continually morph your body, then you're not really secure in who you are as a person, and I don't think that's healthy. And I would prefer that you could, if possible, just try and do the best with what you've got. I've got these. I don't know if you can see, but I've got some stretch marks. I don't know, for some reason my body just can't. My skin just doesn't like stretching, so I've got a lot of stretch marks all over my body. Sure, that'd be nice if I could just get rid of them, but you know what? At the end of the day, after 28 years, I'm happy with who I am and as a person, and do my best to keep fit, to look good, and then accept the things that are you can't really control. That was a bit of a long-winded answer, but hopefully it's real. Style. At least have some pride and some effort and hygiene into that.
Do you like Valentine's Day?
It's not really been big for me because I've never really, I don't think I've ever had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day, so it's really not been much for me. I just send my mum flowers and she loves it, so yeah, can't say I've experienced Valentine's Day like a relationship.
Girls that love to do sports.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's pretty dope. I'm a pretty competitive guy, so I like girls that are also competitive and like sports. This is another thing that they've got in common with me, so that's pretty dope. But not a deal breaker if not.
Love or lust?
Well, it has to be both. I mean, lust is short term, love is long term. Yeah.
When you first go out with a girl, is it for sex or love?
My earlier days, sex. Let's make no jokes about that. And I've made some mistakes and behaved poorly and been an asshole. And I regret some of the things that I've done in the past. But now I think if you're not dating for love and you're not upfront about that, then you are a douchebag. But you can be dating for friendship as well. I was hanging out with a couple of girls over the past few months, and we haven't like escalated things to a relationship level, but we've just stayed friends, and that's been a positive addition to my life, and hopefully I've been a positive addition to their sort of circle of friends as well. So I think you've got to keep an open mind and not really hope for anything when you first start out. You just got to go out there, give it a crack, and what comes of it comes of it. You can't force love. You can't force friendship even.
You ever tease the girl because you like them or just for fun?
Yeah, I tease a lot of people. I tease everyone, even myself. So yeah, that's a big part of my life.
Why do guys never text back immediately?
Why do guys never text back immediately? I remember in university days, I would like make sure I waited a little bit because you want to be like cool and pretend that you're busy. Now, if I'm on my phone and I get a text message, I'll reply straight away. So now I don't really think about that. I don't care about that. But then, for example, I was at the gym for like 3 hours today, working out really hard, and then couldn't respond in time. But I guess every guy's different. Every guy's got different motives. I try to be the most authentic and upfront and open person that I can be, and just try not to be an asshole these days. Even though I'm not perfect by a long mile, and I probably still make mistakes, but not what was I waffling on about? I don't know, something how
Text back immediately.
yeah. So I don't really worry about that anymore.
Act like they hate a girl but actually really like her.
I haven't done that ever.
What should a girl do if she has a crush on someone in a relationship?
If she has a crush on someone in a relationship, if she has a crush, well, a crush is like fleeting, is it not? A crush is something that you like have in high school. So don't go rude. Don't be a homewrecker. You know, just don't have bad intentions. Just be a good person. Don't be an asshole. That's all I could say.
If a girl refuses to have sex with you, would you date her?
But how are you gonna find that out on the first date? You're gonna say, hey, I know we're gonna meet, but just checking, will we eventually have sex? Like, how are you gonna know that? You don't know that. So there's no way of knowing.
If she told you, would you date someone else even though you like her?
If she told you, what?
If she told you that she doesn't want to have sex in a relationship.
That's a really weird thing. I've never really experienced that. I've never really asked them. I've got no comment on that. Like, you don't go on the first date and try and ask them, hey, or even before the first date, hey, just checking, just making sure we're gonna have sex because it's really important. Like, that's part of dating and getting to know each other, and then sooner or later you're gonna find out down the track. If you're dating her just to try and fuck her, then you better tell her up front. And if you do anything otherwise, then you're a douchebag, in my opinion.
Something weird you like about girls?
Something weird I like about girls. Yeah, when they make like dorky jokes and like make laugh and make or offensive jokes or politically incorrect jokes. That's kind of funny. I like that when they push the envelope. That's cool. That's my humor. So if you can do that, I like that. Okay, well, that's all the questions. That was a shitload more. Did you shut it? Oh, still going. Oh God, that was a long time. Anyway, hopefully that was all real. I rambled a little bit, but I tried to be as authentic as I can. Even if you did put me in the best light. As I said, I've made a lot of mistakes with girls in the past, but at least now I know the rules. Don't be an arsehole, don't be a douchebag. Have good intentions. You can't force love. You can't force friendship. Attraction's like not something you can hope for either. So hope you guys learned some things about how a male or one male on this earth works. Anyway, thanks for watching. Any questions, leave comments below, and peace out.